friends, this is Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Boston cream pie. What is Boston cream pie? It is essentially, it's actually a cake that identifies as a pie. It is actually 2 layers of yellow butter cake filled with a sweet vanilla cream topped with chocolate ganache. That's it. One of the reasons I love making this recipe, this cake, this pie, is because you can do everything ahead of time. Last video to date, I made that sweet vanilla cream. Oh, I'm going to tell you something about that in a second. Last night, I baked the yellow cake. So let me show you that part first. The reason I love that recipe, it's so easy. It's so easy. Almost kind of foolproof, but still take caution. It made 2 8-inch cakes plus 1 6-inch cake that I'll save for later. Now, when I did wedding cakes, I would always make them the day before because letting them sit overnight would give them a little more structure, especially when I was doing towering. If I had a lot of cake orders, those were getting done the day before. I'm not kind of put that kind of pressure on myself. So, and what I would do, if I'm keeping them, because you can do cakes ahead of time. Did you know that? You absolutely can. Once they're baked and completely cool to the touch, you can either take them out of the pan, wrap them really, really well in plastic wrap, and you can even freeze them. I do that all the time. Saves so much time. But also when I know I'm going to do it the next day, I just wrap it in plastic wrap in the pan because it's why go to trouble. So it's ready to go. The pasty cream. So in the link below is the video on how to make it. So I made 2 of them. I made them 2 different ways. One I made that you saw, but then after the video, I made another one. Instead of using 1/4 cup of cornstarch, I used 3 tablespoons because I didn't want it so stiff. The one from yesterday or from the other last video, that's perfect for cream puffs and eclairs and where you want it firmer. But I made one a little softer because I'm going to be making patty chute, little cream puff balls, and I'm just going to inject them inside. And so when they bite, I want that creaminess. Let me show you the 2 of them. For this recipe, I kind of took a little of both and made it creamy firm, yummy. It is same. They both taste exactly the same, which is kind of cool. But for this recipe, I didn't want it so firm that I was going to get a complete knife cut like that in the cake. I want it soft. Let me show you the difference of the 2, just so you know that you've got options when you make this stuff. This was the one I made first on the video. I scooped some out already, but I do want to show you how nice and firm that is. You see that? That's a beautiful mouthful. But I'm on camera, so I won't just yet. Then, after that video, I thought about making these cream puffs, so I made another batch. Already you can see how creamy that is. And it is. It's very soft, which is just perfect. That's exact. I really like it like this, especially if you're going to be using it for fillers like fruit cups or whatever. We'll get into all that later. So what I did was I took 2 parts of the firm and 1 part of the soft, and I made just this beautiful. It's still firm, but it's also got a lot of give to it. You see, it's not just plopping off. This is what's going to be in the middle of our yumminess. You know I don't waste. So the next thing, this part is just all assembly because everything's pre-done except for the chocolate ganache, which we're going to make right now. I've got a cup of heavy cream, and I have it to just before it simmers. I want it hot. And then I'm going to put it in a dark chocolate for this cake. Okay. This is hot. It's not boiling, but it's hot. And I'm going to let this sit. Now, the chocolate that I'm using here, it's Wilbur chocolate, my absolute favorite baking chocolate. It's just delicious. I'm going to let it sit here because the pieces are so big. They're not like, well, they're chocolate chips, but they're pretty sizable. So while this is still kind of getting soft, I'm going to put in just a pinch of espresso powder because I don't have coffee. I drank all my coffee this morning. But the coffee is going to really just pull out that chocolate flavor. So this is going to sit for a bit. In the meantime, onto the cake or the pie. I'm going to put it right on my serving tray. And look at how beautiful that is. That's so pretty. Okay, so because this sat underneath the plastic wrap, it's going to be very clingy, which my daughter, this is her absolute favorite part of the cake. And yet again, I blow my Mother of the Year award. I blow that thing daily. Today is my daughter's birthday, and I do want to wish my darling daughter a very happy birthday. 36 years. Wow, that went fast. So, you know, funny thing about her, give me just a minute. Here I am, this baker, this cake decorator, and I love it. And when she was 1 year old, she really didn't have a say. But after that, I would get so excited. What kind of cake do you want? You name it, you got it. She's not a cake eater. Cruel, cruel thing to do to me. So she gets cookies, or she's a sweet, salty kind of person. If you know her, you know I'm right. Anyways, happy birthday, Mia. I absolutely treasure you. Getting back to this second thing on this cake. If you don't want to try this cake recipe, if cake from scratch intimidates you, use a box. There is nothing wrong with store-bought cake mixes. Pillsbury, Duncan Hines, Betty Crocker, these others have spent tens and thousands of dollars to perfect a cake that you get for $2.99. So there's no shame in that game. Until you're ready to try this, just keep on doing it. It's like, man, I really want to make that Boston cream pie, but I'm not going to make that cake. Don't worry about it. Little steps, right? Little steps. All right, getting back to the fun. The chocolate's getting ready to be knit. So I was talking about that sticky part on the cake. It's absolutely, it is one of my favorite parts too, but we're going to turn it upside down, and I don't want it to stick to this. So I'm going to take it off. It won't all come off, but I get a good part of it. Oh, It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then just run a knife along the sides. And flip it over. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to just turn it right here. Just watch. It's just easier if you just watch. And this right there is why I only use parchment paper to prepare my pan. I'm going to put it here though, okay? So see, this is what I'm working with, which is fine with me. And excuse my hands, it's family night, so I'm not worried about it. So this is ready to go. Okay, yeah, so this just got in your face real quick, right? I have it on a turntable. Usually I don't have my cake on a plate. When I do, I don't do it on video. No reason, just because I don't. But I have it on the turntable, and then I have it on the cake. So that's why it's so high. I'll adjust it when we get to the top. There you go. All right, so now we're just gonna center the cake and fill it. This is one of the easiest desserts to make. And you do want to be somewhat generous with it. Some of the recipes have one layer of cake that you split in half. This is a really good cake, so I'm going for both. 2 layers, I mean. And because the cake is so thick, I need the icing, or I need the filling to be a little thick. And I'm going to just plop it off to the sides and let it hang just a little bit. And that's what's going to happen with the chocolate ganache as well. All right. And then I'm going to top it. Can you see the vanilla bean? Can you see that? That is such a beautiful, those tiny little dots give so much flavor. All right, so I'm going to put the top piece on, but this top piece is going to go bottom side down. So this top is actually going to be the top. Usually not the way you do that when you decorate cakes, but the one thing you do want to make sure is to clean the sides as best as you can. So I have a big old clump right here that messed up. I'm not worried about it because the chocolate's going to take care of that. It's oozing out more than I want to, so I'm going to clean that part up. Okay, so this is such a big cake for Boston cream pie. Really, it's only, most of the time it's just one cut in half. Well, your cake, your rules, right? So that's what I'm doing. Now, it's going to sit for a minute. In the meantime, we're going to make this ganache. Okay, that's good. So this takes a minute. And you'll see how it all just kind of incorporates and becomes a nice dark chocolate cream. But who wants to watch this all day, right? Okay, this is done. It needs to sit in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add a dash of vanilla. All right, now I'm gonna let it sit in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes until it gets a little thick, not hard, but I want it thicker so it's spreadable. This is just gonna be too runny to pour on top. Okay, so I'm in a time crunch right now, so I put this in the freezer for about 10 minutes, went in and mixed it up quite a bit. And I got it thicker. You can make it even thicker and just kind of make it a thick swirl on it, which is fine. You can't, like I said, you really can't mess this one up. So this is ready to go. I'm literally just gonna pour it on top and let some of it drip down the bottom. That's it. Beautiful. I'm not gonna put a whole lot at first. I wanna kind of control how much goes off to the side. So when it's thicker, it's easier to control. And you can do this a couple of ways. You can let it go. Oh, that looks so pretty. Let it go and then come back and add more. You can just pour the whole thing on. How much chocolate do you like? Silly question. That's it. I'm just kind of very gently pushing it off the side. And in the middle, if it holds the design, I kind of like to do that. If it doesn't, I don't think anyone is going to care if it doesn't. Ta-da! That's it. That was a pretty easy cake. And like I said, you do everything a day ahead, and putting it together is that simple. Now, if you're good, you'll let this sit for about an hour before you slice it. If you're good. I'm not. So I'm just going to dig right in. Besides, I want you to know how good it is. Sometimes it's really worth the wait. I'm going to knock this over so I can have a bit in every bite. The chocolate, the cake, and the filling. Holy crack monkey. That is so good. I gotta go now. We were gonna run out and have lunch, right? We can have dinner. Because I think I'm gonna eat this. I think. Who are we kidding? Oh my God. Someone had said, well, everything you say, it's always so good. It's like, as it is. I'm not lying. Once you make this stuff, you'll see. Okay, she's not lying. Oh my God, that cake, I gotta tell you, this cake is really kind of cool because it's so simple, and you can do so much stuff with this vanilla cream. No, really. Super easy cake. Super fun. Super yummy. Okay, my friends, that's it. Until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.